So we're not charging ourselves rent yet. We're paying rent for the art studio, but
Why? Why?
well, we're trying to get
Why?
off the ground. We're getting it off the ground. So once we actually get it off the ground,
Yeah, but you're missing the tax deduction, my friend.
all right, cool. So my name is Eamon. This is my business partner, Jeff. I don't know if you got a chance to see our PDF.
I did.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, as you can see, we have a little, unique smoke shop. It's a little trailer that we actually have in in front of one of
I love it. I've always told people that would work.
Yeah.
I've always, especially now, with it being warm and, you can move it around and I have always told people that would work and everybody's always laughed at me and you're living proof that it's right.
Yeah. No, it definitely does work. The only thing is we can't really move it around because in Georgia, if we're selling tobacco products, we have to have a permanent address. But if we're selling like CBD and Delta 8 and stuff, we could move it around. But a lot of our revenue, almost half of the revenue comes from like elf bars.
Well, let me ask you this. Could you get a vendor's license?
No, we didn't.
Can you?
That's a good question.
Because I think you can. I know in Kentucky, the Commonwealth, and they're real assholes here. So I know if the Commonwealth will give you that, I'm willing to bet you that the great state of Georgia will too.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely looking at that. So as far as getting a vendor's license, what all does that entail? We just go to
$600 and a copy of your tobacco license.
Okay, cool.
So a vendor's license, what's the difference between a vendor's license and like a sales and use?
Okay, like a vendor's license means you're going to set up at like state fairs and blah, blah, blah,
Gotcha.
And what you are, you're a vendor. You're not, you're a business. You already got the license. You've already got your tobacco license. And if it brings in more revenue to them, they don't care. But you can't leave it out of state. You're not a vendor out of state. Any place you're going to do that at, you got to get a vendor's license per state that you come into. And I know that will happen. Now, whether they'll let you do that with tobacco products, I don't know. But I know you can glass. I know you can hookah. I know you can water pipes. I know you can grinders. I know you can. But can you sell the CBD? Well, I know you can CBD too, because I see them out of state all the time. And they come in and they set up just anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like people pretty much just post up anywhere and sell Delta 8 CBD because it's not regular.
Right.
Essentially.
But I mean, if you're not, like, let's say you're not, cigarettes have a tax stamp on it. I'm assuming you don't sell cigarettes anyway.
We sell American spirits.
Yeah, it's got a stamp on it. So that stamp is only good for the state of Georgia.
Gotcha. Okay.
And if you go over the state line and you sell a cigarette over there, that's called bootlegging.
Mm-hmm.
That's a felony.
Oh yeah, we definitely don't want any of that.
Maybe you leave the cigarettes at home.
Yeah. I mean,
and you take everything else, because I know you can sell the vape juice too.
Yeah, see, that's another thing that we actually haven't really tapped into. So I said the majority of our revenue really comes from Delta 8 and elf bars. So we have had some requests for like hookah coals and stuff like that. So we are writing things down of what people are requesting. We have such small square footage, we don't want to carry products that aren't selling. So we're kind of still figuring it out. We're relatively a new business. But the main things that I wanted to go over with you today is really as far as like scaling, because what we're doing really isn't sustainable because it depends on the weather. So when it rains one day, we'll go from like, on average, we're probably doing like 500 a day. We haven't done any marketing yet. On average, about 500 a day. But if it rains, we might do like 3 sales,
Oh, well, that's brick and mortar too, bud.
Really?
Yeah, you get a standalone store. I mean, if my stores do $1,500 a day, and let's say we get a rain all day long, maybe they do 500-600, maybe.
Okay.
And I mean, I've got 5,000 square foot in some of them.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a lot of space.
So I mean, if I catch a $600 day there, it's a real pop in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But like with you, I'm assuming your rent for your space isn't high?
No, see, that's the thing. We're not even, so we have the art studio behind the trailer. So we're not charging ourselves rent yet. We're paying rent for the art studio. But
Why?
Well, we're trying to get
Why?
off the ground. We're getting it off the ground. So once we actually get it off the ground.
Yeah, but you're missing the tax deduction, my friend.
Yeah.
You're missing the tax deduction. The art studio, I'm hoping there's two different LLCs there.
Yeah, there are.
Okay, so the LLC for the art studio should be charging rent to the trailer, and or the store, and then the art studio should be calling that income.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much what I was thinking how it would eventually play out. So the thing is, we're trying to pull everything together because things are kind of like, we all kind of got together and we're like, hey, let's do something that's never really been done before. We are at that point now where we really have to start charging rent. Just kind of makes sense. Cause like I said, we did about 15,000 last month, 14,000 last month, 15,000 the month before. So the numbers are there.
You need the deduction. You need the deduction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did like? Don't tell me how much, because I don't want people to start being in your finances and no bullshit of that nature. But think about how much the trailer cost.
Mm-hmm.
All right, think about how much the build out in the trailer cost. Think about how much the inventory cost. Okay, and you're piggybacking, I'm betting, off the Wi-Fi of the art studio.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the art studio can offset its cost by the rent, and you can offset your cost there by paying rent, I mean, the federal government makes the rules, boys. Make them play by it. It's just like Monopoly. There's a set of rules.
Yeah.
So I mean, yes, you are at that point where you're going to have to do that probably. How many months you been up and running?
About 3 months.
About 3.
And what was your first month over 10?
Yeah, I think we're like 13.
Yeah, about 13.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, the federal government owes you the build out cost, owes you the cost of the building, owes you the cost. They owe you, man. You can't, but if you don't pay the rent, they could make the argument that it's just a build out of the other building.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I mean, even if it's a nominal charge of $100,
So charge something.
yeah, you got to charge something. You got to prove that it is an existing building and not just a trailer at the back of the lot.
Yeah. So is it too late to go back and charge?
Nope.
Cool.
The year's not up. I mean, so if you paid $1,200 for the full year up front, which is right now, that's your rent.
Okay.
I just don't want, I know this isn't what you called about, but I just don't want to see you
No,
miss
I'm glad
what the government owes you.
Yeah. No, I'm glad we're.
And I'm big on them paying.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of your videos, and you're like, "Yo, don't play around with the IRS."
No, don't monkey with them, man. But they wrote the rules, so let's make them play by it.